Well, here we are at the top end of Loch Sheelan, and Billy, our boatman's been brilliant today. He's been rowing like crazy. Now he's even cooking us lunch, so it's a really, really welcome stop. We've been casting hard all morning. I've managed a couple of pike, one of which you saw earlier on, and it's boosted the weight in our keep net to 22 pounds. But get this, we've got 60 miles at least to get to Dublin, so we're not out of the woods yet by any means. Now, we've come here to Loch Sheelan against a backdrop that the pike are managed on this fishery. It's a wild trout fishery, the pike numbers are controlled, and you might be thinking, well, these guys are crazy. Why go pike fishing on a place like that? Well, the answer is, as far as we're concerned, the roach fishing has been poor so far, and one £3 pike is worth quite a few roach. So we know the numbers are reduced here, but we figure even if we can catch a few small pike, it's going to get us well on the road. So that's the gamble. We're going for bigger fish. Whether it works or not, well, it's really on a knife edge at the moment, but we're enjoying it. We're going to pull every stop out to get to where we need to go. And Mick, how do you sum up our chances?
Well, we wanted a challenge. We've got one now. Cheers, Nick. Cheers, Bill. Oh, that's lovely, Bill.
Well, we've had a cracking lunch, but that's over now. We've got the urgency about us. We're going back on the lake. We're going to go out there and see if we can nail some of these jack pike, or maybe even something bigger. You never know. Yeehaw! This is an absolutely fantastic looking place and just beautiful pike habitat. There's cabbages and dark, deep water here. Perfect for pike, but you know, one of the problems here in Ireland is that over the years pike have been heavily persecuted. And it all adds up to a pretty gloomy story if you're a pike fisherman, really. We should have been raking them in, I feel, along this river, but the sad thing is, we haven't had a bite. You win, Mick?
Yep. I've got it, mate. Got this one.
This is fantastic news. We've just tried a bit of trolling through this bay and the Duke's got a nice fish on. Well done, Mick.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a real mean fighting machine. That's a bit bigger, that one,
Yeah,
Mick.
this is a bit bigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice looking
There we
pike.
go. It's a bit better, isn't it? I've got to get it in the boat, yeah. Be careful, mate. He's a very lively fish.
Come here, Dublin.
Yes! Hey! Oh, thanks, mate. Thank you.
Good work, my son.
Yeah, well, let's get me pliers on it first of all.
You've got a double there, I think, just about.
Yeah. Well, we had a change of tactics here. We thought we'd do a bit of trolling and cover a bit of water. And I remember this rattling plug, which has got us out of trouble many a time in the past. And 5 minutes into the troll, we've got a good one. And we're not going to mess the fish about. We're going to get it straight back in.
I'm going to give you £10 for that, Mick.
Yeah, we've seen many a double figure pike. We know that's about £10. Just giving it a chance to recover because it's fought really, really hard.
Typical. Whee.
Wow. Well done, Sir Michael. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Into another one, Mick. Not in the league of yours, but... Oh, he's really fighting though, only a baby. What will you give me for that, Mick? £2?
I'll give you £2 for that. There's your fly.
Thank you.
So, where does that put us now, Matt?
Well, we were on £22. You added £10 and that gave us 32. That now gives us 34.
Let's keep going.
We're on a mission now. You remember, Sir Michael, Boadicea, the beaches at Arnhem, the '66 World Cup. This could be your finest hour.
Stupid boy.
I'm just going to try one bit by these lilies over here. It looks good. Yes, Mick.
Wow, you're on a roll, mate.
On a right roll. Yeah, he's really fighting as well, mate. There he is. Woohoo! This is a 10-weight rod, and look at this pike fight. Brilliant. Here he comes.
Oh, yeah, it's just what we want, that is.
It's all right, Mick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smashing.
Yeah, that's lovely. Probably going to give you £4 for that one. There's your fly, mate.
I chose it because I think it looks like a roach.
Well, the pike think it looks like a roach as well. OK, so that's another £4 in the bag.
This bait looks perfect, doesn't it? Absolutely perfect.
Another £20 would be just right, I think. Well, because casting has been quite slow, we've only picked up a couple of fish. We thought we'd cover quite a bit of water by trolling. And you can't ever say on the day which lure is going to work. You go through the box of lures until you find something that works. And I remembered one day we had a lot of trouble catching pike, and I remember this one getting us out of trouble. And this has got a real rattle on it. The fish can't help but notice that as it's coming through the water. Now this is how it works. You're trolling along and it's really vibrating. Look at the rod tip going, and it's flashing all over the place. And I can feel this through the rod. The vibration is coming right through the line, up the rod and into my arm, and it's sending out a signal that's saying, come and eat me.
Well, Mick's spoken about his lure, and it's interesting with this fly that just after we set out after lunch, I decided to put on what I thought was my best fly in the box for today's conditions. It's one I tied myself. It's in a family I call bubbleheads. Basically, they've got an epoxy head which keeps the eyes in position and stops the pike breaking them out when they attack the fly. And it basically represents a roach. Let me just show you why I think it's so good. Because it's one thing to see a fly out of the water, it's another thing to see it in it. Now, when it's in the water, all of that bucktail and flash puffs out, and it gives the fly an amazingly lifelike silhouette and profile. But look at the sinuous nature and lifelike nature of the movement. It really does look like a small fish, and the pike, well, they really attack them. This looks good here, Mick.
This looks like Pike Island here, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's cast this. I'm in, Mick. Ooh. Well, it's not a big fish, but it's welcome.
It's a £3-pounder, I'd say, mate.
Another one on the spoon.
We need it, mate. Right. It's a fat one. Look at the belly on there.
Yeah. Nice fat little fish. Well, we've just been doing our maths. That's another £3 fish. We reckon now we've got 41 pounds in our keep net. It's somewhere between 60 and 70 miles to Dublin. We're not quite sure until we do the journey, but we're getting very, very close, and it does take the pressure off us a little bit for the next couple of days.
They're mounting up, aren't they?
They are.
The,
You hear that screaming?
get
reel?
moving, yeah.
Felt like a trout. It's gone. Well, I just lost another fish there, but shaking its head a lot, and I actually think it was probably a trout, to be honest. Didn't feel like a pike. There are some really big trout in this lake still. But I'm very pleased with our progress so far. We've done well today. Better than I expected, to be honest, and it's been a really, really good result. Whether we catch anything from now on or not, and we're in the last hour, I think we can be very pleased with ourselves. Well, today's been just what we needed after a dodgy couple of days when things weren't going well. We've picked up a lot of poundage today, not catching really big pike, but we've caught what we needed, and I'm really, really pleased with the results personally. I think we're back on track, and maybe our luck's just turning a little corner.